This training session is going to go over how to add in a factoring company. So to add in a factoring company, you do need to go up to the top where it says admin, and then from there, you do need to click on factoring companies. And once you do that, the factoring company list window will open up. So to add in a new factoring company, what you do need to do over here on the top left, click on the tab that says add. Now, as soon as you do that, you are then taken to the Add Factoring Company window. And the first thing I do need to point out to all of you is that anywhere that you do see a red asterisk, that does mean that that field is mandatory. And of course, once you have all of the mandatory fields filled out, you would then make sure you hit save on the bottom right. But for today's session, I'm going to cancel out of this and I'm going to take you into a factoring company I've already set up. That way we've got some information to look at. So to go into my existing factoring company, over in the far right hand column, I just click on the pencil, and as soon as I do that, I'm now in my factoring company's window. So when you do set up a factoring company, you start at the very top, and the first piece of information you would type in is the name of your factoring company. And then from there, you'd go down to the street address. So for myself, my factoring company by the name of Wilson's, their street address is 45 Valley Street. So that is what I have typed in. Now the next mandatory field is for the country. However, you do not type in the name of the country. What you need to do is go over to the right and click on the drop down, and then you actually need to click on the country that your factoring company is located in. So my factoring company by the name of Wilson's is in the USA, so I just click on USA. Now the next field that is mandatory because my customer is in the USA is the state field. So what I would need to do over to the far right, again, you do not type in the name of the state. You must go over to the far right, click on the drop down, and then click on the actual state that your customer is located in. So for myself, Wilson's is located in Florida, so I just click on FL. Okay, so the next mandatory field is a city, and that works a little bit differently. You will see that Wilson's is located in Tampa, but how you must add in a city is you start typing in the name of the city, and then you click on it from the list from the drop down. So I'm going to show all of you what I mean by that. So for one moment, I'm just going to clear out Tampa, and now I'm going to add it back in. So to add it back in, I start typing in Tampa. And then once I start typing it in, I wait a moment, and you will now see I've got a drop down list. So now I need to click on the word Tampa, and as soon as I do that, you will now see that my city is back to being Tampa. Now the next mandatory field over here to the right is a zip code. So you would just type that in to add in the zip code. And then the very last mandatory field is over here, which is the telephone number. So once you have the telephone number added in, that is the very last mandatory field. And please, everyone, do remember, once you have all of the mandatory fields filled out, please do remember to go to the bottom right and click Save. So that is how you add in a factoring company. So this does conclude today's training session on how to add in a factoring company. Thank you for your time.